Hi, I'm Helena. I'm 21 and I'm from California. I don't know if that's really relevant, I guess. But anyways, yeah, so this is my coming out story. I guess I'm not really one for making these kind of like videos or like really being on social media all that often or whatever. But I guess I kind of recently decided to put a little bit more of my life and stuff like out there, because I remember when I was like struggling with my sexuality and just like questioning and just like looking online for like people's like coming out videos, or just like looking for like queer women like online, not like that, but like, you know, just to like kind of help with everything. I just remember like I didn't really see that much like queer Asian women being represented, or that many. So I guess I'm just kind of like adding my story, and hopefully listening about my experiences will help somebody out there who's struggling. So yeah, I grew up in a pretty traditional like Asian family. My parents are like super Asian. I'm like first generation, like ABC, American born Chinese. Yeah, I keep saying okay, really newbie here, cut me some slack. But yeah, really just like super tomboy when I was younger. Still pretty young, like pretty tomboy. But yeah, no, I was like a super tomboy when I was younger. Yeah, like actually one of my friends the other day, they told me that like if your daughter isn't into Barbies, it's probably because she's like into Barbie, you know. But anyways, yeah, so grew up as a tomboy, and I don't think that I really like questioned my sexuality until like maybe like the end of middle school, and I just had like the biggest crush on like Blake Lively, and I was like, oh, this is like normal, like all girls get like girl celebrity crushes, right? Am I? Nope, guess I'm the only one. Okay, cool. But yeah, no, when high school rolled around, I definitely had a lot of like crushes on girls, and it was like kind of hard for me, and like I don't really think that I really realized it. Like I mean like I knew I had like the crushes on them, but then like I don't think that like I really questioned my sexuality. It was like in the back of my head, but it wasn't like, oh my god, like I'm gay or whatever. But I thought I was like, okay, well, I guess maybe I'm like bi. I don't know, because I think I've liked guys. I mean, I think I did. I mean, I don't know. I kind of think that maybe like my sexuality has changed, because like now I'm like 1,000,000,000 quadrillion % sure that I'm just lesbian. I'm like super gay. But like before, yeah, like when I first was like coming out, I came out as bisexual. But yeah, so yeah, high school was really hard because I wasn't out to anybody, and like super in the closet, and like pretty sure I was like going through like depression and things like that, just because like being in the closet is such a draining thing, you know, because like it takes a lot out of you like emotionally, because like you always have to like hide yourself and like the things that you like, and like, you know, like people would be like, oh, who do you like? And you can't be like, oh, I like you know, Mary or whatever, because then you're like, oh, what do you get? Anyways, yeah. But so yeah, I wasn't like out to anybody. Oops, that was my mom. Okay. But oh, gosh, where was I? Yeah, so I liked this girl a lot in high school, and it like completely scared like the absolute shit out of me, and I was like, oh my god, like what is happening right now? Like I can't focus on anything, like I can't, like school's like what? No, like no school. My grades went super down, and like my parents just couldn't understand. They were like, why are you studying, and like what's wrong with you, and like, you know, Asian parents, right? If you're not bringing home the A's, that's gonna be a problem. But yeah, no, my grades went way down, and I was just really scared. And I mean, like, at the time I was just like, oh, well, like, if I like try not to think about it, it'll like go away. I can just like brush this under the rug, right? Like, whatever. No, I like would not stop thinking about it, and just like didn't tell anyone. So I was like going through this, like, you know, like when you're going through it like when you're going through a hard time like by yourself, it's really difficult. And like you're just kind of stuck with your own thoughts, and just like, I guess you kind of have like this like tunnel vision about things. So yeah, like I feel you. It's really hard. It's a tough time, and like it's hard to be in the closet. It really is. But it like when people say it gets better, I really think that yeah, it does get better. Like obviously, you know, I don't think it's gonna get better like that, but it'll take some time, and it's a process, but it will get better. So I started to come out though, like when one of my friends came out as gay, and I was like, okay, well, he's like one person that I'm pretty sure will be accepting of me. So I told him, and I was like, okay, so I think that I'm like bi, I don't know, probably, yeah, because like I like this girl a lot, blah blah blah. And like coming out to him was really hard. But like once I think that like once you come out to like one person, or like the first time that you come out in like any way, shape or form, it's like a big relief. You'll feel like, or at least like I felt like, you know, like a large load was lifted off my chest. And just like being able to talk to one person about like the hard struggles, and yeah, it was really helpful. But yeah, so I slowly started coming out to my friends, and then I came out to my family. I guess I'll talk a little bit more about that. So I have a younger sister, and I came out to her first, and she was really accepting, which was really good. So I'm really thankful for that. And I remember it was, like the first quarter of my freshman year in college, and it was like October, and it was like National Coming Out Day, and I was like, okay, so I guess if I tell my parents today on National Coming Out Day, I won't like have to see them until like Thanksgiving break, so that'll give some time in case things don't go well. But yeah, so I called them, and I told my mom, I was like, oh, today's like National Coming Out Day, and she's like, oh, what's that? Because, you know, she like didn't know. I mean, I didn't really know until then either. But anyways, yeah, so I told her what it was, and I was like, so I think that, and this probably took like 30 minutes for me to say, but I was like, so I don't think that I'm straight. I think that maybe I'm bisexual, and like, my parents just like didn't understand, and like, so their response was kind of like almost like no response. So I was like, oh, this is going pretty well, like this is not like a negative response, so it's like fine, right? Everything's cool. Not really, because like the next day when I call again, they were like, wait, okay, but like, wait, hold on, so so you like women? Like, what is this? Like, this is not who you are. And I'm like, no, this is not precious. But yeah, I mean, I guess like coming from like a traditional Asian family, it's hard for them to understand, because I mean, like my parents didn't grow up with this, and like the way that they grew up, like homosexuality is seen as like, I mean, I don't want to say like disease, but like, you know, something like that, and like unnatural, and like all those things, right? But yeah, I just, I mean, I guess like it took a long time to kind of just like come out to myself. And I remember in one of like the coming out videos that I watched, like the person said that like, oh, like as long, like think about like how long it's taken you to come out to yourself, like, you know, like try and like give that amount, at least that amount of time to other people to kind of just like let the whole like you marinate in, you know? So yeah, like I was like, okay, pretty sensitive about everything, definitely. And like I think that I couldn't really understand like my parents' perspective, but now I kind of do a little bit more. But yeah, I remember like after coming out to them and just like any time that we would talk about things, like if it was like even slightly related to like me being not straight, then I would be super sensitive about it, and that definitely didn't really help the situation. But like it was, I guess it was kind of like I was also still struggling with my own sexuality, and so anything that they said also kind of just like, yeah, it was really hard at first, like coming out and stuff, and like my parents just, they didn't understand, and I mean like I didn't really understand either, because I was like, okay, like I'm bisexual, like I still like guys, I think, but like I didn't say the I think part. I just told them, no, I like guys and I like girls. And so then they were just kind of like, well, okay, if you like guys and you like girls, then you can just date guys, right? And like that made me really angry, because like I felt like they were trying to like force me to be like, you know, like straight or whatever. And like I definitely felt like I was like, well, I mean, I don't know if I'm really completely bi or if I'm just like a lesbian. But I do know that I'm not straight. Like if there's one thing that I'm sure of, it's that I'm not straight. Okay, so I think we'll probably just end the first video here, because I feel like it's getting super long and nobody wants to hear somebody talk for like ever. So yeah, I think I'll probably just end the first video here. Anyways, I hope you're having a great, whoopsies. Okay, I hope you're having a great day or night or whatever. If not, cheer up, because life is pretty beautiful. It's pretty amazing. There's so many good things out there. Anyways, okay, yeah, I guess I will see you later. Okay, bye.